Hi. Don't look at my shirt. Do not look at my sweatshirt. I was baking a bit earlier and I got some shit on my sweatshirt, so I had to wash it off, but I did not feel like changing out of this, so that's what this big wet spot is. Today I'm going to be doing a books I regret buying video because I have become quite the reader, if I do say so myself, and there are quite a few books that I do regret buying, or some books that just did not live up to expectations for me that I will probably never read again. Now I don't know if I'm going to actually be getting rid of these books right now, like tonight, but these are books that I wish I did not buy. I mean, I'm sure I will get rid of them one day. At the end of the day, I am a hoarder. I have a problem hoarding things, especially books, because I do want to have like a big ass library one day. I want them to be of books that I love and enjoyed reading, not ones that I think are like or like mediocre. So I do need to get rid of these books, but I unfortunately don't think that will be tonight. I will one day though. Why am I sweating? Why am I sweating? I'm literally just standing here talking. I'm just gonna go by the shelves. I have 3 bookshelves. The first book that I regret buying is The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. Now, I've read her other book, The Nightingale, and it's really good. I think I gave it like a 4.5, but I'm really not a big fan of her writing. But I did really like the story in that book though. But this was just like, I don't like the writing. Story was just like, it did nothing for me. And this felt like really like cheesy writing. Like it felt like a mom wrote this. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. It was a bad thing for me. No, we'll never read this again. Next up is this piece of shit. That was a little dramatic. I apologize. But this shit is so overhyped. It's insane. Where the Crawdad Sings, this is like so hyped on like TikTok and all that. But this book was like so boring and just like the writing wasn't great. I do not give a fuck to read 50 pages describing a swamp. How many ways can you describe a swamp in a book? Because I swear, Delia Owens, she wins the award for describing a swamp in the most fucking pages possible. And like the plot twist or whatever, like I really did not give a fuck for it. Just this whole story it literally did nothing for me. This is like the most overrated book I've ever read, in my opinion. Next is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This story, like it wasn't bad. It was like a cute little story, but like the writing just like didn't do anything for me. It just felt like it was like really plain and simply written, and the story was like alright, like it didn't wow me at all. I kind of finished it feeling kind of disappointed by it. This one is also really hyped on TikTok and I don't really get why. For all of you that enjoyed it, I'm jealous, but I didn't think this was anything special at all. I am very iffy on this one. Bunny by Mona Awad. This is also very popular on social media. The story just like did not do it for me. Like it was just confusing in like a bad way, and like the plot twist again just like did not hit me like it was supposed to, you know what I mean? A lot of people love this. I didn't. I can't tell if I want to get rid of this or not because I kind of want to reread it and try and like it because so many people love it. Like I don't hate this book, I just wasn't as big a fan of it as everyone else, but I think I might try and reread this one day to like better understand it because first time around I was like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, I think I'm actually going to keep this one maybe. By the way, I think I have like around like 80 something or like 90 books maybe. Now I'm on to my second shelf, and there was not that many books that I wanted to get rid of on this shelf, but the first one that caught my eye that I was like, yeah, definitely never reading this again is Exciting Times by Nersha Dolan. I wanted to read it because it was like a coming of age, like all vibes, no plot type of book, like girl doesn't know what she's doing with her life, and I was like, me, like of course I want to read this. I don't know, it was just like not entertaining at all. It just like didn't do anything for me. Like I think that I gave this like 2.5. Yeah, I don't know, this is just like too much of nothing. Next up is this like horror thriller called Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter, and I wanted to read this because I am into like horror and like scary stuff, like movies and books. I saw a guy recommending this on TikTok saying it was like one of the best horror books that he has ever read, and he like specializes in reading only horror books really. And so I was like, damn, like this better be like really good. It's like one of his top books that he's read, right? But this was just like really Like, I just saw like the ending and everything, it was like really predictable and like was not a shock really, and just it could have been done like so much better. I don't know, and the writing was just like really not it for me. I don't know, this like made me not want to read another horror book ever because a lot of them end up being like not good. If you got any good like horror scary book recommendations, leave them in the comments because it's hard to find a good horror book out here. I'm on to my last shelf in my closet of my books, and the next one I picked is Convenience Store Woman by Sakaya Murata, and this one is also really popular on social media. The writing, it was just like really simple and like just did not do anything for me personally. I was not entertained. I was kind of just like this is already like a short ass book, but I was like, I cannot wait to finish this one. Just like, I don't know, I didn't feel like satisfied. I'm sorry to all of you that love this, but it just did not really do anything for me. Margaret Atwood will be spending some time in prison for this one. This is The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, and if you didn't know, this is the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale, which when I found out there was a sequel, I was so happy and excited because if I remember correctly, The Handmaid's Tale, it ends on like a cliffhanger and it's like, oh, what happened? And so I was so excited when I found out that there was a sequel, but damn, I wish this was never written. Margaret, this should have been kept in the drafts because this did not like progress the story in any like satisfying or like entertaining way at all. I wish this was just like never written. Like it was so unneeded. The storyline that takes place in this, I was just like, I do not give a fuck. Next up is The Death of Vivek Oji, and I don't want to get too deep into this one because I got some problems with this book that I don't really think are probably appropriate to bring up on YouTube. I don't want to spoil it, but like if you've read this book, you know like what goes on towards the end. It was just like not the twist or like the way that I thought that the story was gonna go, and I did not like it. It was just like icky to me. I liked the writing, it had like some really good quotes and stuff that I really liked, but this book, it was purely just the way that the story went that like literally made me go, what the fuck, like why would you take this turn in here? And I felt like the book kind of like normalized it and like made it seem like it was not a bad thing when it really was a really bad and gross thing going on. I'm trying to just tiptoe around it because I don't want to spoil it, but like, and I just didn't like the way that the author went about writing it. It kind of felt like it was like, I don't know, like wasn't really challenging it in any way. I don't know, I just did not like it. My armpits are like majorly sweating right now, holy shit. Alright, this last book that I will be unhauling is one that I read this year, so it's like pretty recent. A Man Called Ova. Again, it just like did not do what I think it was trying to do. It definitely had some parts that I liked, but like overall this just did not do what I feel like it was supposed to do for me. It just felt like really like cliche and like cheesy, and I was kind of just like, alright, like old grumpy guy is actually not that much of a bad guy, like okay, I get it, like I don't know, like cheesy I guess storyline, and it didn't really do anything to make it better with the way the story went. This was just like straight up like definition of mediocre to me. Writing wasn't horrible, but like I don't know, I'm sure I'll never be reading it again. This last book I am embarrassed to even show that I have, but it is Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Oh look, still has the Target stickers on there from like 2013. I truly don't know why I still have this. I know every other teenage girl made this like their personality in like 2013 or whenever the fuck this came out. I will never be rereading this. I don't know why I still have it. It needs to go because I look at it and it's just like bad memories. Wait, I just noticed it says signed copy. Yo, what? I'm so happy I actually just looked at this because I did not know that this was a signed copy, even though it says it right here. Yeah, never mind, y'all. I am keeping this shit. I don't care how cheesy this book is. This bitch is signed. I'm keeping this shit. I apologize about everything I just said about this book. It's actually great, John. Love it so much. Sorry, I just keep looking at my wet spot. I think that's about all the books that I I do regret buying and will be getting rid of sometime soon. There's probably some more that I would get rid of, but I just straight up don't remember if I liked them or not because I read them so long ago. I'm sweating so fucking bad, so I'm ending this video. I am out of shape.